I am inevitable.
Okay, Monday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Khaotic Conversation. And here we go. The beat's banging, so the verse gotta bang too. You ain't feeling it, man. I don't know what to say to you. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep flowing. And my channel, yeah, it's gonna keep growing. Comment chat, that's who I am. You be like, yo, that's Danny? Damn, he kinda nice. This shit is hot. It's Monday night. It's 9 o'clock. The show Khaotic Conversation is the best damn show on YouTube Nation. So sit back, enjoy the show, and like the Joker says, and here we go. Khaotic Conversation. Monday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't you dare miss it. That's what I said. Don't you dare miss it. Peace.
What up, what up, what up, what up, people? We are back. Khaotic Conversation. The usual suspects are in the house. How is everyone doing?
Doing good, man. Can't complain. What about you?
Doing good.
He's doing better now that he's on top.
I was just kidding.
Ain't that some shit?
Oh my God. Somebody needs a tampon. I was like, what the fuck?
You don't have to keep me up here. I don't give a fuck.
But anyway, wow. A wise man told me if somebody tell you something, believe what they say. So.
Oh, fuck that. Yeah, I'm the last person that applies to for damn sure. So wait, you're gonna believe me when I say that Batman is the shittiest Batman of all of them?
Believe you full of shit, Batman. Yeah. I believe
See,
that.
that's what I said. That's what.
Hold on. Can you repeat what you just said, please?
Yeah, I didn't get that either.
Because I heard you say Batman is the shittiest Batman. That's what I heard.
I meant the Batman. Sorry, I didn't add the. Oh God.
Okay, the Batman movie is the shitty. I second that notion.
It is not.
100%.
Not.
100% second that notion.
No,
100% second that notion.
It's a great movie. I'm doing well, Danny. Yeah. Where were we?
Onzo, already. You the first one of the month. Stop it.
Worth it. Cacahuete.
Cacahuete.
Poo-poo.
I haven't heard that in a while. Cacahuete. Oh my gosh.
Poo-poo the movie is trash. Garbage. Boring.
It hurt my feelings. It hurt. So if you didn't like that one, if you didn't like that Batman.
Ah, yes! I was wondering what would break first. Your spirit? Flawless victory. Oh, your buddy!
You see, now for me to have to pick between which one is better, that's like picking between solid shit and diarrhea.
Oh, you crazy. You know, sometimes when you see in a movie or somewhere where a man get hit in the butt, in the nuts, you be like, ooh. When that happened, I was like, what the fuck? We ain't supposed to see Batman get his ass whipped like this.
Yeah, I know, bothered you, didn't it? You made you hate the movie, didn't it? Like the movie is trash because
I was like, I can't wait till this motherfucker get back and whip Bane ass. You should have break his back.
So you didn't
like Batman is supposed to get beat up by Bane. Like I don't know why I have to keep saying that. Like that's one of his most important storylines.
Terrence, I got something for you too, sir. Since you want to jump in party.
It's false.
Here you go.
No way. Not this time. We created it. Not this time. No, not this time. It's totally made up. Pure fiction.
Wait. How is it pure fiction when there's a comic? when it shows bad. I mean, that's literally
We are
like
literally
tonight.
getting destroyed by like wrecked.
Shut the fuck up.
Destroyed.
Shut the fuck up.
I mean,
And-
it's comic
All
accurate.
night.
And
It's
then does
comic
two,
accurate.
and then does 2 push-ups, and is able to go back and beat the shit out of Bane. Fuck out of here, that bullshit.
Well, I mean, technically it was over a period of time. It wasn't like 2 push-ups, you know,
Yeah,
from
it was
the
a problem.
perspective of the movie. Like,
This is
but I mean,
for
it was
Terrence and Anzo right here.
I just want to make sure that whatever human is listening, that they have the facts. That's all.
On my
That's
show,
not
the humans tell them what I tell them, and they believe it.
Danny, that Phantom Zone's not very inclusive. I just wanted to add that.
Oh,
Man, let me see what for you.
I
Here you go. Take this one.
What is your major malfunction, numbnuts? Didn't mommy and daddy show you enough attention?
Guys, Car, that's funny because one of those clowns in Hollywood would say exactly that it's not inclusive.
That's why I said it, because of those clouds. Man. That's why I said it.
It's quite all right, Danny, because I'll send you one where he's beating the shit out of a white dude, and then we'll have inclusivity in it there, all right? All right? So I'll send you one, then we're like, okay.
The last one sums it up right here.
But times change, and so must I.
What the fuck was that?
Is that Doctor
Who? During one of his regenerations.
Something from Doctor Who. I don't watch that show.
Doctor Who.
Fuck you know about Doctor Who?
Whatever
You
he
don't watch
said,
Doctor
the shit, I don't, but the shit makes sense. Times change, and so must we. So okay, let's get off this train we on.
Well, I mean, according to human history, they haven't changed that much, but I understand what you mean.
And how much change are we really talking about, right? Because now, well, anyways, never mind. I just won't cancel myself by saying what I'm thinking right now. So we'll just go on with the show.
No, you'll be fine, Anzo. Please share. Like, we're curious.
I was gonna say.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say time changing, but yet now we have like fucking 3-4 different genders. You know what I mean? Is that the type of change you're looking for?
I'm sorry. I'm not going with that. They, we, us. I'm sorry. You can cancel me all you want. I'm just, that's what I'm gonna say.
I'm just talking about the human condition. They're still fucking stupid in 2022. I mean, just look at what's going on in the world. There's evidence enough.
They're worse.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's jump into it, fellas. DQ, what's up? He says, if this is about last night, let me be clear. I was not singing. Boy, I was simply stating my hope. Like Rob, I was being positive, which I understand now to be wrong. Okay. Not sure what you're talking about, but thanks for coming by, DQ.
I have no idea.
The man does that. The man does that to no other mod at the moment besides me, at least in public. Not sure what you're talking about, bro. But
I think it's a conversation he's having in the chat.
Okay. Doctor Strange 2 only $68 million away from $1 billion.
Yep. Yeah, it's at 930 million.
Yeah, it's struggling, boy. Yeah, Tom Cruise is whooping that ass at the box office.
Oh man, 700. He's just like 20 million behind Batman right now. Or the Batman.
Yeah.
Leslie Tucker. Yeah, thank you for coming by. Basel says, "What's up, David Q and Jason Lee?"
What's up,
DQ's
Basel?
back. Bosco, Mad Mama Bear, what's up? In the house. Thank you for coming by. Also saw somebody else.
That drop shop just came in. And Thomas Potts.
And what's up, Tony? Tony Robinson, what's up? Appreciate it. Thomas Potts. Thank you. And Drop Shot. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get into this. Thank y'all all for coming. We appreciate the support. First question I got for the night is $1 billion the unwritten mark that you think Kevin Feige is aiming for when he makes an MCU movie? Repeat the question again. is $1 billion is the unwritten mark or target that you think Kevin Feige is aiming for when he makes MCU movies? Whoever wants to go first.
Personally, I don't think so. I think certain movies, maybe, but I think in the long run, all he wants is a profit. You know what I mean? I don't think he really cares about if it makes $1 billion or not. I think certain movies that like Spider-Man No Way Home, okay, yeah, it's expected to make $1 billion, so maybe that there's expectations for certain movies, but I don't actually think like, oh no, these movies have to make $1 billion. No, to them it's like these movies just have to make a profit. That's it.
So you think that superhero movies now are kind of unwritten? It's unwritten, like, okay, if they don't make $1 billion, there's something wrong with them, because that seems to be the new measure stick.
I personally don't think so. I just use the $1 billion mark because it's always the Marvel DC stuff, right? And Marvel has had like way more $1 billion movies than the DCEU. So I use that as just to say, like DC needs to catch up. But I don't personally use it as the mark. I think fucking 700 million. If a movie's like 150 million to make 200 million, make 750 million, it's a success to me, right?
Oh,
I think just the billion
success,
mark looks good.
But okay, let's say for instance, we can relate this to basketball. If certain players don't go out and score at least 30-something points in the finals or in any particular game, then they're like, they had a slow night or an off night or something like that. Because it seems like to me, for superstar players, 30 points seem to be the mark. Sometimes they can slide by 25 depending on how much to contribute to the game. But as far as offensive wise scoring, 30 points seem to be the expected.
For me, I think it depends, right? If we're just saying it's 30 points, then yeah, I'll agree with you, right? But let's say they make 20 points but have 12 rebounds, you know what I mean? Couple steals and assists, then it adds a little bit different. But if it's just going on points, yeah, I'd agree. If you're a superstar, they're expecting you to like fucking cocksucker the other night there. You know what I mean? They're expecting that kind of a performance from him. Yeah, they are playing tonight.
Why did I cancel this show? What the
and I am not fucking watching this game tonight. I am not.
That's the same thing in all kinds of sports, because certain quarterbacks, like if they don't score certain many touchdowns or throw a certain many yards, they're like, oh, they had a. So I think in every genre or every different profession or whatever, I think there's an unwritten number that fans maybe subconsciously like, okay, yeah, they did good, but I was expecting them. Just like in fantasy football. Man, if Tom Brady don't make at least 40, 50 points, I'm fucking mad if I got him. When any other player would make 30 points, but I'm expecting Tom Brady to bring me 40 points every week.
Yeah, that's because you had him on your team. But when he's not on your team, you're hoping he ain't making those 40 points, right?
When we pick certain players on fantasy because we expect them to do what they did in the previous year. Correct me if I'm wrong. The quarterback you hate, Cam Newton. 5 years ago, Cam Newton get 30 in his sleep.
It was good, yeah. Yeah, he had that 1 year.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, Chris. What you think?
Okay, repeat that question one more time for me, real quick.
Pay attention.
I just want to hear it one more time to make sure.
Do you like boys or girls?
No, we're not going that route. Because I like women. I like the poom poom.
Good question. Good job.
I am a 1,000% lesbian. Thank you very much.
Okay. Is $1 billion the unwritten mark that Kevin Feige is aiming for when he makes an MCU movie?
The answer is no. I don't think he puts a number on these movies. I think that's what DC's downfall was when they were making the first DCEU movies. They were literally going, oh, well, Batman versus Superman should be $1 billion. They made 950 million, 980 million, whatever. And they were like, well, that's not what it should have made more. It's like, well, wait a minute, folks. you were almost there, and just because you don't, well, let's put it this way: if Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness doesn't make $1 billion, are they going to think that it was a failure? The answer is no. Warner Brothers took this idea that if a movie doesn't make the number they place on it, that it's a failure, and that wasn't true. Because if we saw the version that Zack Snyder wanted released, it's a damn good movie. There are parts like the Martha thing. It's like, okay, that's bad. But even Man of Steel, those movies weren't bad. They just, Warner Brothers was like, oh, this isn't what we wanted out of this, and that whole debacle, look where it's gotten them. The guy who didn't want Snyder then, who wanted to kill the DCEU, guess what? He just got fired like yesterday or the day before. And now, who owns them now? Discovery. Discovery has stated that they would like to talk to Zack Snyder about how they should go about restarting the DCEU back the way they wanted. They supposedly they've been in talks with Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck, all this stuff now. You know, that's because you go back to the fact that they took numbers and said, we want this much, and they didn't make that much, it was a failure. I don't think Kevin Feige looks at it. I think he looks at it point blank and says, okay, Doctor Strange 1 made $700 million or whatever it did. It just made $250 million more. Even if it stops right now, he's going to be like, that's a success because that means it's gone up. Same thing like with Thor. Thor, the first one made so much money. The second one made so much more money. And the third one made so much more money. If this one makes so much more money, he's going to go like, it's going in the right direction. He doesn't care, I think, if it makes $1 billion. I think he looks at it and he says, I want to see something that tells me that this movie or this part of the franchise is moving in the right direction. That's all you ever want as an executive like him, is that if it makes more and it shows you that is a profitable commodity, then you're doing the right thing.
All right. Guy Scar, what you think?
I'm gonna have to agree with Anzo what he said, that they just want a profit, right? But there is a target. Like there's expectancy that they want to hit the maximum, and I believe that $1 billion is that golden ticket, right? That golden number that they want to hit with their movies. So saying exactly that they don't want to hit that or they don't expect to hit that, I find that they would like to hit that, but as long as they make a profit and turn that profit and be able to pay those bills and pay those actors and come out with something on top, they'll be happy with that in today's market. In today's reality, absolutely.
And I agree with you 100% too. Like, they want to hit the $1 billion. Let's not get it twisted, right? That's what they want to do. But it's not common for movies to make $1 billion. I know we're seeing it more nowadays, but it's still not a common thing. It's only been like, the last time I checked, that, not counting the ones that made it, it's only been like 40, maybe 50 movies that have ever hit the $1 billion mark, right? So it's not really like it's a common thing to where every movie's making
I think
$1 billion.
I think the MCU IP has hit it more than any other IP, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
Probably.
Yeah, probably. But they have the most movies out of any other franchise anyway, so they have better odds, right? Because I don't know any other franchise that has fucking 28 movies out there. So
that's a good point.
They do have better odds too. And TV
shows not ever spitting out.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think it's a good goal to have, but I think let's say first is profit, then it's the $1 billion, right? And now they're releasing Spider-Man No Way Home again, and they're doing that because they want it to hit $2 billion. There's no doubt in my mind that's the reason why they're doing it. You know what I mean? They did the same thing with Endgame. So it's like, what is it? I think it's 11 million away from 2 billion. So
they did that with Avatar, remember?
Avatar. Avatar came back out to knock off Endgame. Endgame came back to knock off Avatar. Then Avatar came back to knock off Endgame. So it's a chess game. What do you think, Terrence?
What's up, Miss Ashley?
Hey, Ash.
Hey, Ashley.
What's up?
Oh, you want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Hello, sorry. Can y'all hear me?
So
Yeah, what's up?
I don't know what Kevin Feige is thinking, but I don't think that he expects his films to hit 1 billion necessarily, because you have to factor in what a lot of humans don't talk about, which is 20 out of the 28 movies didn't even hit 1 billion. So that's more than half. So I think that he sees that and he's not expecting it, but I think that he wants to have a profit so he can keep doing that and continue to have the fans and stuff like that. But there's so many factors that goes into play in terms of expectations and what type of characters they're propping up and the promises that they often don't deliver on, and just there's so many things that one has to address. But from my perspective, I don't think that he would be dumb enough to expect every single movie to hit 1 billion when there's proof that it just doesn't happen that often anyway. Like even like whether it be in the MCU or just in movies in general. Like what happens is a lot of humans, they pay attention to one part of something that someone says or one section of an article, and they see that $1 billion and they're like, if it doesn't hit it, then it's a failure. That's not necessarily the case. However, the expectations for the MCU is always high, even when they put out mediocre material. So the expectations for it to hit 1 billion are there. I just don't believe that it solely rests on the shoulders of Kevin Feige.
It's 25 Thomas spots.
So
26, I thought.
But yeah, I mean, I honestly, I would feel the same way. Like, if I were in charge, I would just compare it to the budget. I'm like, if it makes more than the budget and the marketing, it is a form of success. But you have to also take in consideration that when you have 28 movies, there's other, films to compare it to within that respective franchise. And that's something that someone should not ignore if they're smart.
And I just looked it up, and it's 49 movies have hit $1 billion.
Right, which is not that much
at all.
No, not in the grand scheme of things.
But see the media though, they pump out certain things and humans eat it up because that's what they do. They don't do their own research. So if they did their own research, they would understand that the majority of movies don't hit that $1 billion, but the MCU has higher expectations than any other franchise in terms of the consistency over the last 11 years.
I think it's true to say too that the MCU was helping them too. They got so much source material to go from, more so than other franchises.
That's very true, Danny. Another thing, because when an MCU movie, if it hits 1 billion, to me, it's not impressive at all because so many humans expect it. No one is surprised by it. But if, say, Avatar or Top Gun or any other movie hits that or comes close, to me, that's more impressive because you don't have an infinite number of source material that you're pulling from, and you don't have 30 movies to where one movie can just kind of rely off the back of that. And it's the recognizability of the brand and the franchise that really ushers in certain projects, as to where without that, they would fall flat on their faces.
Yeah, because Top Gun right now, like 748 million, and it's been out for like 2 weeks.
I would have never thought that because I wasn't at Top Gun.
I have yet to see it. I saw the first one. I saw the first one. It was good, but I'm not the biggest Top Gun fan, so that's why I haven't gone out of my way to see it. However, that movie came out 2 years before I was born. So you're talking about a sequel to a really old movie, and for it to make that kind of money is way more impressive than somebody telling me, Terrence, you see that Doctor Strange movie? It made 900 million. So it's an MCU movie. But what else did you expect it to make?
Top Gun is going off of nostalgia because I'm not hating the movie, but I don't see $700 million when I see it.
I haven't seen it yet.
I was surprised too, but I knew it was gonna make money, but I didn't know it was gonna make that much. Tom Cruise's star power and the legacy of Top Gun is just crazy. It's crazy.
You're right.
Yeah, but you see, sorry.
Yeah. Hey.
I was just going to say the first movie to ever hit 1 billion was 24 years ago. So in 24 years, how many did you say, Anzo?
49.
Yeah, so I mean, still, that's like
Which movie is that?
Titanic.
Wasn't it?
It made $1
Okay.
billion
Titanic, yeah.
That's
in
right.
74
Yep,
days.
Titanic.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mr. James Cameron.
74 days.
That's right. He did have the top two
So
movies with Titanic
think
and
about
Avatar.
this.
Yeah.
And Avatar, yeah.
Yeah.
Now here, I want to see what the quickest it was. Go ahead,
Okay.
Ashley. I'll look it up.
Ashley, the question is it
Sorry, I
$1
just
billion?
got home.
All right. The first question, the first topic is $1 billion the unwritten mark that you think Kevin Feige is aiming for when he makes MCU movies?
I think that that's more of like the perception of the general audience. I think that possibly with these like bigger tempo films, like these team up films, just based off the precedent set prior, I think that that's the goal. I don't necessarily believe that that's the goal for the individual standalone films, but even more so now we're getting these team up films. So I think that the overall goal is to hit that $1 billion mark. Actually, the more I'm talking myself into it, just in the sense that he wants to achieve that, he wants those repeat viewings. But I don't think that that maybe is the goal going in mind. But I feel that he's very competitive, and that that I can see that being an expectation of his, just based off of Endgame, Avengers: Infinity War, and the other bigger team up films is what I would say.
Do you think subconsciously, we as fans expect that?
I think that we, if it doesn't hit $1 billion in our mind, then it's a bust.
Right.
Like automatically it's like, oh, the Batman didn't make $1 billion, so it's a failure. It underperformed.
But
I mean,
think
you
that's-
do think so I think that that's more of like that's our reaction, just because of like the precedence that's been set in recent years by these superhero films, these larger IPs, when it comes to comic book films. So I feel like, yeah, a lot of the audience, and mainly us diehard, fans, the ones that talk about it, are on Twitter engaging in it. Yes, I believe that we think that, because by no means is the Batman a failure.
And Warner Brothers is smiling at the money that they made for the Batman.
I mean, and you have to think like films like Joker, that was a surprising billion for them, right? That was a surprising. I think that maybe they had slight expectations, possibly for Batman versus Superman, because you had these both, two big members of the Trinity there. But I don't think that. I think that that's really an audience's perception, that if it doesn't hit this mark, then it's a failure. And then forget about it. If it's like a first outing and it's an origin film and it hits 500 million, that's a flop, in comic book movies, so I would agree. I think that that's a fan, that's really what the fans think.
I think it's more that I think that perception is mainly based on these comic book movies. Other movies, not so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Comic books, we love to compare. Well, Batman didn't do this, Superman didn't do this, Green Lantern didn't do this. So I think the fans put a little bit more pressure, maybe on each other, maybe on the different studios. Okay, got to be $1 billion plus, and maybe we should kind of tone that down. I've got caught up in that before too, especially when we get into discussions.
Danny, I don't often apply the whole disappointment angle, but the way I would look at it, like if I were overseeing Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice and it didn't hit the $1 billion, I wouldn't panic, but I'd go, okay, there's a couple ways I can look at that. I'd be like, number one, we have made more than a lot of MCU films. But the second thing is the most important thing, which is you took the two most iconic superheroes, period. You put them in the same movie and we didn't hit the $1 billion. There is something wrong there. That's like, it blows my mind.
I'd be looking right at the rider. I'd be going right.
They went
right
too quick. They should have done Man of Steel, a Batman movie, then maybe Batman versus Superman. I would have done 2 Batmans and 2 Superman movies before you ever got to the team up stuff.
I would have told Zach, like, look, the Man of Steel angle is risky, but as a longtime Superman fan, I welcome something that's different. As long as you circle back around to the thing that got him to sell over 600 million comic books worldwide, which is the Boy Scout Superman. You have to get to that. So if you're telling me that you're going to, okay, I can play. But you do not just put them in a movie and have them fight. That has to be built up. Their rivalry and when they fight each other, that's way more iconic than Endgame. But it won't be if you don't write it properly. No one's going to care. They're just going to be like, oh, there's Batman, there's Superman. Why are they fighting? I don't know. Batman is mad at him. He's older. We didn't get to see when he was younger, and all the stuff they were talking about, we didn't get to see. So, with these complexities of these DC characters, and all their intricate details, for you to not do any of that is weird to me. Like you said, I would have to look at the writer and fire him. I'd be like, get the fuck out of the studio. You know shit about DC. And this is why we have that bullshit right there. You know, you got humans walking around thinking like, oh, that's them at their top material. No, it's not. That's just the bullshit that you saw in that movie.
I got you. All right, next topic. Topic number two. Topic number two. Do you think that the Predator 5, which is late, was going to be called Prey, will do well, or will the haters say it's woke because a woman appears to be the savior and the hero in this particular story? We will let the widow go first.
You repeat that. I'm sorry. I'm just got home. My brain's everywhere. Sorry.
All right. Do you think the Predator 5, which is going to be called Prey, and I think it's coming out on Netflix. Netflix, either Hulu, I'm not certain.
Mm-hmm.
Will do well, or will the haters will call it woke and be mad and upset and be yelling, ready for pitchforks and torches because a woman is going to be the savior and appears to be the hero in this particular story?
I mean, I honestly think that based off the native dialect, the fact that the female, the hero, there's a heroine in the story. I think that all of these things combined automatically is going to put it on this, again, quotations, woke, when that is not even what the word means. So I do believe that people are going to consider it woke just based off that. I mean, we see it, Christians against Ms. Marvel. We see the things with Moses Ingram. There's always going to be that crowd that if it's not a specific person leading the film of, demographic, that there's always going to now be that it's woke. That's always going to be that person that screams it's woke.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to ask you that. You seen that shit? The fucking Christians against Miss Marvel shit?
I haven't.
Ashley, you seen that?
Yeah, I did. I've seen it.
I think I have it. Let me see if I can find it for you.
God.
I think I saved it on my computer. Let me see if I can find it. But you are one. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You go ahead.
No, I was gonna say you are absolutely right. You definitely know they're gonna scream. They're gonna be like, oh, she beat the Predator with a fucking bow and arrow. A Predator from blah blah. Yo, they're gonna be talking a lot of trash about this show, man.
I'm gonna kind of call her out on that too, but not because she's a woman. But how the fuck you gonna beat something that high tech with a damn bow and arrow? So I'm waiting to see. I will wait and see because Predator is one of my favorite IPs. But I think when we saw it last week, I was like, now how the fuck they gonna beat this sucker with a hatchet and a damn bow and arrow? So I don't know.
Sorry about that. Schwarzenegger stepped out for a minute.
You good?
Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger did it.
Yeah, he made a damn bow and arrow and shit. So I guess we have.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. It's like it's been done. They did it. In fact, he fought the Predator hand to hand. I mean,
yeah, but he's talking about.
Did we forget about the progression of that movie? Like how they all almost died, and he had to learn how to fight the Predator. It's not like the movie started and then he was just beating the shit out of the Predator with a bow and arrow.
That's not what we saying.
Even at the end,
I'm just saying there's a big difference in fighting somebody when you 6'4", 280, than when you 5'6", 130. That's all I'm saying. So I'm not going to criticize before I see it. I just want to see it, then make my critiques. Like, okay, now is that really believable? But we shall see. Because I hope this will be the thing that turns the corner, so to speak, on Predator, because it is the last couple movies that stunk up the joint.
Yeah, I had stepped out. Did you guys all go? Because I was like kind of listening, but
No. I was gonna go.
okay.
Also, you already went on yours. You had more to add.
Yeah, I agreed with I said. I think they're gonna be screaming woke because that's the narrative that they are always fucking doing. So, what's gonna stop them from doing the same shit that they always do? Nothing.
I
So,
got you. Guy Scott, what are your thoughts?
I'm gonna be a little bit more optimistic. I think if the story is good and it makes sense, it doesn't matter if who the actress is, as long as she portrays the character correctly and it's realistic. Like if they give you a model type, skinny woman that is going to be going toe to toe with a predator, but you have a Ronda Rousey or someone like that, then
Yeah, physique. The
yeah,
appearance is
exactly.
not looking. Christians against Ms. Marvel about Ms. Marvel might be the biggest slap in the face for conservative Christians to
Jesus
date.
Christ.
Disney has decided that the face of the franchise should
Did they
not be
even
Carol
watch it?
Danvers, but should instead be a gay Muslim. No more straight Christian characters from Marvel. Those days are over. Please join us to let Disney know that they will not be canceled. I didn't know she
that
told us to
we
be
will
gay
not
on
be
this.
canceled.
I am
He's
confused.
not.
Is this a Predator Miss Marvel combination
This is,
question or?
no, this is
No,
just
no,
this
no.
is
I
just.
was just showing them. Yeah, something
Oh,
that.
okay.
It's the
Oh my
curveball.
god! What the? Are they okay? So is the girl playing?
Okay,
Is
let's not.
Kamala Khan? Is the actress gay? Is that what they're saying?
I have no idea.
Are you talking about
I gotta
Aman
go.
Vellani? What?
Yeah, or whoever. But no, my point here is I'm trying to figure out where they're going with this. It's not. It's not Captain Marvel. It's not the same character. They're not. They didn't even watch the thing. They're
Ridiculous.
just.
Yeah,
They
it's
see something and
ridiculous.
they're like.
Let's
Oh
table
my
that
god.
question to the end of the show.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You're good. But guys, are you ready to finish with your thoughts?
Yeah, pretty much. I think if
All
the
right.
story's good, I haven't even looked at the trailer, so I don't know how this woman looks.
Trailer looks fire. Trailer looks fire.
Yeah,
If the
that's pretty
story's good, man, then I have no issues with it.
All right, Terrence, what are your thoughts, sir?
Well, I saw the trailer. It looks intriguing. Like the last Predator movie was horseshit. It was so terrible. Like I almost stopped watching it. So I'm like, nothing can be worse than that. And it's like I am one of those guys where I do like exceptional women. Strong, intelligent. Like I love that shit because I've rarely met it in real life. But it's like when it comes to a film or a show, I want to see that it makes sense for the story that they're using. Like if they show me a bunch of Native Americans and the dudes are bitch made and they can't fight and they get killed off easily, but somehow the female character is leaping like 50 feet and she's back flipping over the predator and she only weighs 100 pounds and she somehow gives him the Superman punch and then he decides to activate his self-destruction mechanism, that'd be weird to me. I'd be like, that's some agenda shit because the character did not earn that right from an audience perspective. But if I see that, she's well written, she's not annoying, and the men tried to fight the predator and they actually tried, not doing like some fail shit, then I could be like, oh, I like her character. This is a good story. But while it can look intriguing, it does run the risk of being one of those 2022 films where there's a lot of agenda, where the female characters only are as good as they are because the male characters are fucking stupid and they suddenly are depowered and stuff like that. Like for some reason, they don't understand that we've already had a lot of badass female characters like Wonder Woman, Alita, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Xena, Sarah Connor, you know what I'm saying, Max from the Dark Angel show. Like we've already had a lot of incredible heroines, and that's how you do them. They're smart and strong because they are. And the dudes are not made to be weak to elevate them. That's not how you write your stories.
Facts.
So if the movie is presented in that way, and then you have humans talking about it's woke, agenda, or whatever, it will be because of that. If you can look at the narrative and go, this only works because I guess in this universe, the females are the only ones that can do some shit, right? Like, don't do that. But I'm going to watch it because I am a fan of Predator. Specifically the first two. I think that nothing after the first one is just, there's nothing ever going to be on the level of the first one with the mystery aspect of the creature and all these badass dudes just taken out one by one. And you're trying to figure out, is it just one creature Is it 2? What does it look like? What are his strengths, his weaknesses? And then how Arnold's character had to adapt and learn how to take out this ultimate opponent. I'm like, you will never get back to that, because what they've been doing is they just drop the Predator in random settings. They never expand upon the mythology of the Predator, and they more or less try to repeat the same shit of the first movie, but being infinitely less intriguing. So I'm open to see what this new one does, and I hope that I can genuinely like the female character and not sit there shaking my head like this makes no sense how you beat this Predator.
You see, here's my problem now. Let's say they do that, right? Where the men die quick, and then people start doing their drama. How many movies have we seen where the action hero was a male and the supporting cast died quick and stupid just as much, right? But only because it's a woman now, it's like, oh, it's an agenda, it's agenda. You know what I mean? And I'm getting like fucking sick of this stuff. Like we've seen it before. We've watched movies before where that's how they make the star look better, right? Hold on, Chris, one more thing. Look at the fucking Revenge of the Sith. Mace Windu went in there with fucking 3 Jedis who supposed to be top Jedis, and Palpatine fucking wiped them out like they were nothing. So we see that stuff before, but people are gonna complain because it's a woman star and the men died and the woman survived. It's ridiculous.
This is why I use specific words when explaining it, because it's all about how you do it. Because you can have a movie, like you said, where guys die, but it's not because they made them significantly weaker to elevate the opposite race. That's what I'm talking about.
But they made them weaker. They've made them weaker to elevate the same race.
I think what he means more than anything, take the male-female side out of this. It's how they make it look and how they die. Because the death scenes in the first Predator movie are pretty, some of them are pretty laughable. I think it's all about how they go about it. I mean, I think what he's saying is if they're not being stupid and just running towards something and not even, not like taking a rock and trying to throw it at him, and that's how they die.
Chris, that's exactly why I make sure to use specific words when I'm explaining stuff to humans, because I want them to understand the picture that's being presented. Like if they show, like, again, I'm like, I don't want to see the male Native Americans like, hey, let me throw this rock and try to bounce it off a tree. And then he gets taken out, and then she does like a 360 corkscrew spin, and then she hits him with the most impossible arrow shot, and somehow the Predator didn't move even though he was 80 feet away. Like, I don't want to see silly shit like that.
Let's say they did that, but it was a male instead of a female. It would be fine, right?
If a male character,
but that's my point.
But my point is not saying that because a male does it is less ridiculous. I specifically said if the male characters are incompetent and the female characters are infinitely better than them because they are female.
I get it.
They wrote it that way. So I don't want to see that. But that's what I'm saying. I don't want to see that. I want to see.
But what I'm saying is, what if that character, the female character, was a male and they did the same thing, right?
It would still be ridiculous. No, but see, the thing is, like, for me,
you wouldn't be calling woke. You would say, that's woke because they made these characters look bad to make that one look good.
No.
I'm doing it. People are
I'm not gonna speak for humans. What I specifically said in relation to me is I want all the characters to be competent. I do not want only the female characters or only the men. Even in the stuff that I mentioned, like with Ripley and all these other female characters, even Xena, she was surrounded by badass men. They were all equal. She happened to be better than them. And of course, Hercules was better than her in certain scenarios. That's how you write it. Not, oh, look at all these dumbass males and then this female just infinitely better than them. I'm like, I don't want to see that silly shit. Have it be equal if you're going to do it. Like, all the millions of examples that we can use and some of the stuff I just pointed out of how you do both genders justice. You don't need to degrade one to elevate the other. That doesn't make any sense to do that. So if they do that, and then you have a bunch of humans making those kinds of videos, they did it to themselves by being fucking stupid, especially with the franchise that's already dead anyway, with the previous movie being bad. and that had nothing to do with the female. It was just terrible writing.
I agree with that. Chris, what are your thoughts?
Will they be screaming it? Yes, they will. I mean, well, let's put it this way. Sometimes the smallest group of people can scream the loudest and make you think that's the majority rule. I think a lot of people will be screaming that. And again, I like that thing that Christians against Miss Marvel. They're probably not even going to watch it. They've made their decision what they think already because they think they know how it's going to go down. I think that's the biggest problem. So yeah, I think they'll be screaming, whoa, pandering, whatever. I think they'll be screaming all that. Again, I'm going to watch it first and then I'll decide. And I mean, again, woke pandering, that's the easy way around it. Actually attack it for for what's going on. And I think that's kind of the thing also that that Terrence is saying kind of is that it's not about how she wins, if she wins. I mean, maybe she doesn't win, but the predator just leaves or whatever. I don't know. It's not about how that happens. It's just about how we lead up to it.
Right, and that's how you tell the clowns in Hollywood that don't understand how to write properly. You tell them, look, the end result is make a good movie. I don't care if they're black, white, what gender. Write a proper movie. Keep your political, emotional bullshit at home and understand how to present a good character and story, and everybody will be on your side. It's very simple, but these clowns like to do stupid shit, and then they like to play dumb when they don't understand the reaction that comes from certain individuals.
Mm-hmm. But there's some people that aren't going to accept a woman, an Indian with bow and arrow, and then
they're fucking stupid. Like if let's say I watch that movie and that shit is good and she's a good character, and I hear somebody say, "Oh well, if that would have been a man, it would have been better." That's fucking silly as shit. Just like my friend telling me, "Hey man, man, I don't know how you feel because Kamala Khan is not the same religion as you." I'm like, first of all, we don't even need to get into how silly a lot of religious humans are. But I'm like, I'm not a fan of that character. I'm a fan of Marvel Comics. She happens to be attached to it, so I'm gonna watch it. And guess what? It was fun and entertaining. I wish her comic books were a little bit more fun and entertaining because they were trash. But I'm just like, it was fun and entertaining, and I wasn't sitting there going, I need to see myself on screen. She's not the same gender. She doesn't pray to the same God. I'm like, that's goofy shit. Nobody cares about that.
Some people do, and that's the problem.
The clowns do. The clowns do. Absolutely.
Yeah, but people attack movies before they even watch them. And like I said, I just the things I hear and the things that are said about a lot of this stuff, be it Obi-Wan, be it Miss Marvel, be it Prey, be it any of this stuff. The biggest thing I get out of those things is when I listen to these people, I'm like, wait a minute, I don't think they've even watched this. They're going through Cliff Notes. They're going through, oh, this happened. Oh, that's stupid. And maybe they'll go watch a quick thing. I mean, these are the same, like, for instance, the Obi-Wan people, the people who are bashing Obi-Wan, these are the same people who say, well, I don't have Disney Plus. I know there's other ways. I know there's other ways around it.
I think there might be a million reasons as to why Obi-Wan is getting bashed now. That writing and retconning and everything else, that's a whole other discussion.
It's not over yet. We don't know. And I understand where your issues are, but my point is it's not over, so we're not sure where they're going to go. And then maybe at the end of it, we all say, "Oh yeah, that's they didn't address."
I will be surprised if 2 episodes can fix the whole show. I will be surprised if that happens.
I'm not even talking about what they're going to do. We're talking about Prey. We're talking about this. I'm saying I don't think these people watch these movies. If you've looked already online on YouTube, there are hundreds of channels already saying, I'm not going to watch it because I saw 5 seconds of a woman against the predator. And that's not what they're saying. They're saying it's going to be shit. And all they're doing is it based off of a fucking trailer.
Not only that, some people are not going to watch it because it has to do with Native Americans, period.
That's
Right,
it,
right,
yeah.
and that's messed up. And I'm like, look, watch them. Like I said, I'm coming at it from a predator angle. I don't give a shit about like all the goofy shit that I was talking about. I don't care about that. I just want a good story and characters, regardless. But it's like I'm coming at it from a fan of the predator, as in the creatures, not so much the humans. So I'm gonna watch it, and then if I feel that it's bad or whatever, I will let the humans know based upon me actually watching it. What I will not do is say that it's good or bad without having seen it yet. But I can, however, voice interests, concerns, and stuff like that that may or may not prove to be true or false. I have to wait and see.
All right. Good deal. Any final thoughts, Sansa?
Nope.
All right. Any final thoughts, anyone, if we go to the next topic?
It's going to be Pocahontas on steroids.
Probably. All right. Topic number 3. Now, I've been doing a lot of, I'm not sure what the particular channels are, but going through a ton of Jedi materials involving Darth Sidious, Darth Vader, Obi-Wan, Darth Maul, theories about Mace and stuff. And there's one theory, and I never thought about this, but it may be true because I'm going to kind of frame it before I ask the question. They were saying in this one thing I saw that the whole time Darth Sidious was Chancellor Palpatine, he was masking how he actually looked. That he actually looked like he did the whole time whenever Mace defeated him, and then he showed his real self and his real voice. They call it force masking or some shit like that, whatever that name is. Okay, so the question is, and it said on here that they believe one theory is that Chancellor Palpatine, since he's from Naboo, and also Padme is from Naboo, do you think that Darth Sidious uses dark Sith powers to make Padme fall in love with Anakin, and that was a part of his scheme? Or did they naturally fall in love, or do you think Palpatine had something to do with that?
Yeah, of course he did.
Okay.
Absolutely did. Like in the movies, you watch the movies, he's the one that makes Anakin escort her to Naboo. It's his idea.
Okay, I've never picked it up till
if you read the book Darth Sidious, you see to what extent he can manipulate people and control their will.
Okay.
Let me go and see if I can find the scene. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, it's him that.
I'm not doubting what you're saying. I'm saying I never.
No, I know, but I'm trying to remember
Darth
myself.
Plagueis was the book. Sorry, Darth Plagueis.
Yeah, I mean, yes, there's heavy hints that he does it, but I don't think he does it so much. And again, the writings.
This theory was basically he used like I guess a Sith mind trick, a Jedi mind trick, to influence her into falling in love. And I was like, I don't know, but
I don't think so. But I think he heavily pushed buttons and threw them into situations that caused it to happen.
Yes,
because I do buy that he influenced it happening. I don't think he made it happen. I think if he had to have, he could have. But even I think they make a good point. I think Lucas wrote a good point into the second one when they're sitting in the field together. She says, "Are you trying to use a Jedi mind trick on me?" And maybe he says something. Why don't you just use your Jedi thing? He says, "Oh, that only works on the weak-minded." And he makes it very clear right there that he knows that Padme is not weak-minded. And also the fact to think that Luke and Leia are strong in the Force. It's not just because of Anakin. I think, this is my own theory, that Padme had a lot of Force sensitivity too built in. Whether or not she knew it or not. I think that there's a lot of Force-ness in that family unit. But yeah, I think he influenced it and made sure it happened because he knew that would be a way into turning him. Because I think they make very clear, and I don't think the Sith would think differently on this fact, that while you can look to the future, you can't necessarily predict it. You can think you see something. So he probably consistently looked to the future to see where that relationship was going. And maybe at some point he's like, ooh, if they get together and she has kids, he's going to do whatever he can to make sure that she's safe based on his past and everything else that's happened. That's my way. That's one of my ways in. hey, we can stop. This won't happen. We can protect her, whatever. I mean, but yeah, I've heard that theory. I know the masking theory that's been around for a while. I kind of buy into that, but I don't know.
All right, Ashley, what are your thoughts?
What's the question?
Woman, you better tighten up. You better.
I'm sorry. I've been taking care of my aunt all day. I'm sorry. I'm a little frazzled a bit. I'm sorry, Danny. I just wanted to be here.
I'm messing with you. Do you think that Darth Sidious used his dark Sith powers to make Padme fall in love with Anakin? That's been a theory that I've been, like I said earlier, to try to frame the question better. I'm watching like a ton of information about theories about Mace Windu, about Obi-Wan, about Yoda, about Darth Vader, and about Emperor Palpatine, or Chancellor Palpatine. Emperor
I mean,
Sidious.
it kind of makes sense because through that want to protect her and that fear in those visions is what turns him to the dark side. So to me, it's a very interesting theory, and I can see that being something that absolutely makes sense because they needed something to pull him away from the Jedi and towards this other way. So to me, I can see that being a very strong possibility. You know, when it comes to Star Wars, like I'm like the casual fan, you know, but to me, it sounds very plausible.
Okay. Guy Scott,
So I just
thoughts?
watched.
I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. No, I was just gonna say I just watched the scene, and he says Kenobi, but obviously Anakin is Kenobi's Padawan, right? So it's right after the ship blows up, and they go into the office, into the room to talk to Palpatine, and Mace and Yoda are there, and she says, "I don't need protection." And then he's like, "Oh, how about an old friend?" And he says, "Kenobi." So I think he puts the wheels in motion. I don't think he actually used any Jedi mind tricks or anything to make them fall in love, but I think he puts the wheels in motions.
Yeah,
because they can foresee the future, right?
He can, and he has the ability to block the Jedi's too. I'm like, how the fuck can he do all that?
Right. Because in Return of the Jedi, everything he did is because he foreseen it, right? So it's obviously that he could foresee the future. So he probably foreseen them falling in love and knew he had to get the things rolling. So
everything's going as I have foreseen it. Crusty ass. Go ahead, guys. What do you think?
Oh well, in Darth Plagueis, the book, he puts certain people in certain situations, like we saw in the movie, right? So he knows how to put people in certain positions and situations in order to make things happen to what he wants. So definitely putting Anakin and her together in many situations, he knew that was going to build up a relationship where he's going to become weak because he's going to get the attachment. So the whole love part, no, but he knew by doing that it will eventually build to something that he can manipulate at the end. And that's what he did a lot in that book as well.
Yep.
That orchestrated the whole coup.
Master manipulator.
Yeah.
All right. Terrence, what do you think, sir?
That's a great question. Like, I think that one having the ability to deceive is a very powerful talent, as I have learned, as I have studied individuals like Alexander the Great, Joseph Stalin, Xerxes, like any of the individuals that have amassed large armies. And you have to be able to communicate, the ability to get humans to do what you want, believe in the things that you believe, and you could kind of guide them. They'd be like lost sheep, like most humans, right? So I feel like Darth Sidious's ability to pry into the mind of Anakin, knowing that he was a weak son of a bitch and that he just kind of forego all the stuff that the Jedi taught him. He's like, man, I sense that if I can manipulate him and get him on my side, that's going to help me and him. It'll be mutually beneficial. So I think, to answer your question, I think he did have something to do with it. How much, I'm not sure, because what I noticed is when I was looking at the prequels, when I was trying to make sense of the really sloppy storytelling that they presented, is that there was subtleties to which he would speak to Anakin, the kind of tone of voice, when he would interject in discussions. And I was just like, oh, okay, there's some sense in all this mess. I'm like, if he's doing what I think he's doing, that's brilliant. That's the sign of any great leader and how you amass power. Because what happens is you have to be able to do what most just can't do, which is think for themselves. And once you empty yourself and establish yourself in a certain position, then it's time to recruit. So I think that it's very plausible that he had, recruited him even way before he met him. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he was paying attention to him and he
Well,
waited for the perfect little
He was.
opportunities and then he did it.
He had him kill off damn Dooku, so he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, right,
Well,
right.
more to the point, and again, I don't like bringing books into this because I don't think that book, the
Plagueis?
Yeah, Plagueis, the Plagueis book that's not canon. That's still Legends, isn't it, or whatever?
I think Plagueis is canon.
Well, no, Plagueis is canon because he's mentioned in the movies. I'm talking about that book. Because in that book, if that book is canon, not only did he recruit Anakin, he made Anakin.
Well, if that book, which I believe it was made by Lucas, then it's canon. Not Lucas. I'm sorry, by Disney. If anything, after Disney bought all those books and everything are canon.
It's either in one of the comics or in that book. And I think it's one of the comics also shows it, where it shows him literally behind the scene in the comic is him behind Shmi.
It's Legends.
And he's like doing this mystic magic stuff, and that's how Anakin was made without a father.
What's Legend, Danny? Plagueis?
The book, not the character. The book is Legends.
The book is Legends. Okay,
But it's done very well. The Plagueis book is very well done.
I think Darth Sidious understands the most important thing in the Star Wars universe, which is you being powerful is not about a force choke, some fancy electricity, a lightsaber. It's about how you conduct yourself, right? Your ability to seize power and control and manipulate others. To quote the brilliant character Stan from The Boys season 3, your power is not this bullshit that you do with your energy. It's communication and how to get others to think what you want them to think, to do what you want them to do. That is fucking real power right there. Facts. And I'm just like, that's exactly what Darth Sidious was doing, but just on a larger scale. I'm like, that's you. Yeah, that's universal to. Well, you said Stan got powers.
I do.
I think he might.
You have some way to control doggone Homelander.
I think he might have powers because I'm on like the 40th issue in the comics, so there might be some information that I'm missing. But if he doesn't have powers, what I know that he does have is his ability to communicate. Like when Homelander was in that room, I didn't see him afraid. Homelander threatened him. You know, he didn't bitch up and cry in a corner somewhere. He was just like, let me tell you who you work for, right? And it intimidated Homelander because he's used to everyone being cowards around him because they're afraid to die. Stan did not at any point go, oh, I can beat you in hand-to-hand combat. He was like, no, let me educate you and let you know who has the real power. You are in your position because we fucking put you there, regardless of what kind of beams you could shoot out your eyes. So don't get that shit twisted. And I was like, that was one of the most beast check modes that I have seen in fiction in the last 10 years. I was like, Stan took the fake Superman and basically made him cry in the hallway. Homelander was just, he couldn't speak. He didn't know what to do.
Well,
and Danny, like Shifty said, it was Darth Vader comic book number 25 where they confirmed that it was Sidious that created Anakin. He manipulated the midichlorians to create Anakin.
I think that might be canon. I'm not sure.
Yes.
So, but Danny, but Danny, what if he didn't though? Like, what do you think about that? Like, what if Darth Sidious didn't really, like, what if he didn't do that and then he just kind of waited to see what Anakin would do? Like, how plausible do you think that is?
I just think he's the master of manipulation. For anyone to go in there and to be in the midst of all those Jedi and to be undetected, his power is unmeasurable. So either he did or if he didn't do it, I wouldn't be surprised one way or the other.
What was that term you used? Masking, right? Like the ability to kind of keep things low key so that way you're not detected by others, right?
And the thing that I was on the little clip I saw, he was able to match his appearance and his voice because once Anakin cut off Mace's hand, then you hear his voice go real deep. You're Vader. He was able,
Man,
to
man,
match
Darth
all that.
Sidious is amazing. Like just the fact that he was like, I want them to see what I want them to see. Like
Yeah,
that's great. Like those skills are amazing. That's why he's a fucking master. He's dope. Like that shit is awesome.
that is correct. Any final thoughts on this topic? Till we go to our last topic of the night. All right, last topic. I think this was on actually was on K Dots, and I think they had this topic, and I thought it was really interesting. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ashley, but do you think that the Mandalorian is the only thing keeping Star Wars off of life support?
Yep. I mean, Dot says it's keeping it on life support right now. So yes, Dot believes that the only thing that's holding up Star Wars at the moment is the Mandalorian.
Do we agree with that, Chris?
No, I don't.
Absolutely not.
Listen, no matter what you think of Obi-Wan, I think Obi-Wan's, again, loud voices are happening. And yes, writing is not great. But Anzo and I agree with the whole problems with Leia and some of the other stuff, but I don't know. I like it. And I think Anzo, for the most part, I'm not speaking for you, Anzo, but you like it, don't you?
Mm-hmm. And I've even came up to the point where I realized that the Vader and Obi-Wan meeting up's probably not a retcon.
Yeah,
because
no, I don't think it is
when you
either.
listen to the words, right, he says, when I left you, I was but a learner. When I left you, not when I fought you or anything like that. He says, when I left you, I was but a learner. So when I realized those were the words, I was like, okay,
proud of that growth.
There's wiggle room there. There's wiggle room there. But the Leia stuff, I still agree with.
Yeah, the Leia thing's a big hit. It's like the elephant in the
Ooh,
room.
that's some crazy issues right there with the Leia stuff. Even though that young actress is better than everything I've seen in that whole show. Just saying.
But I don't think that the Bad Batch is horrible. It's not great. There were problems with Boba Fett, but I didn't think it was horrible.
Boba Fett was horrible.
Well, you think that. That's fine.
Boba Fett was horrible.
The Mandalorian is probably the best stuff they've got going on, but it's not the thing keeping on life support. Because like I said, I think there's enough people who like the other stuff enough. So I don't know.
I know it's coming, so I'm just going to continue. Boba Fett was Pepe Le Pew garbage. It stunk up the whole fucking Star Wars.
Madness.
She's one hot woman.
This is Sparta!
This is the trashiest shit I ever seen.
Ooh, boy. I want to do that to somebody in real life. God.
I've done it, a front snap kick. That shit is powerful.
No.
Right.
Down a hole?
Oh, no, not down a hole.
I want to do that. I want to kick somebody to their death. Dude, that'd be awesome.
Their death, damn.
I would love to do that. So many humans deserve that.
I ain't talking about somebody that's innocent, but like somebody that just raped a child or did some kind of mass murder or something. Okay, what are you? Death by kick. I'll do it.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot of trash out there. There's a lot of humans that deserve to be kicked down a hole.
And to answer your question, no, it's not. Because Star Wars, regardless of what people want to say, the people will go see Star Wars regardless. That they're gonna go see it. There's a new generation that fucking love the sequel trilogies, so they're gonna go see it, right? And that's what's gonna happen. The older generation may fall off, but the younger generation is gonna keep it going. So no, it's not its last legs. Star Wars has many legs. They just gotta make good movies that us older fans will enjoy as well, and then they'll make even more money. But right now, other than Solo, that's the only flop they really had. So they're fine.
I agree.
What do you think? Go ahead, Danny.
I got to ask you, what does she think?
She needed it.
All right. Guys, Carl, what's your thoughts?
Absolutely not. I think that they have a strong video game base. They have video games as well that keeps the story going. They still have the freaking Old Republic game that's still on their networks, doing very strong with their stories and their EU stuff. I think it's fine. I don't think it's just the Mandalorian. The Mandalorian that kick-started it again in live action, yes, but that it's the live, what's keeping it alive, absolutely not. Absolutely not. They're working on the movie part. They're taking their time. They realized by regurgitating those last three movies that yes, it made money, but I believe they realized that they messed up with major characters. They're not going to admit it. So all these shows and stuff like that, I think they're trying to just trying to correct that and give us something interesting in storylines by bringing back all these characters.
Yeah, but new ones too, right? Guys, like Finn yelling Ray the whole movie and making him a janitor. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. That's absolutely 100%.
I can tell you, to me, Rebels and Clone Wars are very rewatchable. I was just watching Clone Wars 2 weeks ago. Very, very rewatchable. So, and I don't think all of those shows were awesome.
Yeah,
especially Rebels.
Yeah, Rebels, exactly.
If you haven't watched Rebels, you need to watch it.
That's that scene in Rebels when Ahsoka is fighting Vader.
Yep, in the world.
And she says, "I'm here when I'm here to avenge you, but revenge is not the Jedi way." And she says, "I am no Jedi." Oh my god!
Yeah.
I lost my shit when I saw that.
Good stuff, bro.
I'm sorry, but that World Between Worlds shit sucks. I don't like it.
What?
No, I don't like it. I don't want them introducing
time. I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think they're going to do that in live action. I don't know if they could pull it off in live action, but to me, it wasn't far fetched in the animated world.
To me, the only reason why they did it is because they killed off Ahsoka too soon and wanted to bring her back. Yeah. It's the only reason why they did it, and I didn't like it. She wasn't
dead, but she's about to be dead if she fight Vader. He's about to kill her ass.
No, supposedly she did die in that scene.
Yeah.
When she fights Vader, she does die, and then when they do the World Between Worlds, Ezra brings her back right before she dies.
Was that done after? Did that episode come out after the Rise of Skywalker?
I'm not sure.
I don't remember.
Because if I remember correctly, they were saying that they did that in order to possibly retcon, to have that open door to be able to go back in time.
In fact, Dave Filoni, I wasn't sure,
but I don't think they're going to do that.
Either. I don't blame it. Good job, Dave Filoni. I would not.
Yeah, she was dead. Vader did kill her. Yeah, Vader did kill her, and then they had to bring her back some way, so they brought her back with the World Between Worlds, which I didn't like.
All right. Who hadn't discussed this topic?
Terrence hasn't discussed it.
Go ahead, Terrence.
So, but yeah, shout out to you guys for watching the animated stuff, man. Like, I tried to get into it. A lot of my friends like it. It's just outside of certain scenes, I just couldn't sit through it.
Terrence, I am disappointed and ashamed of you.
Yeah, some of my friends are like, "Man, T, you gotta watch it." And when I'm with them, if they put it on, like that's fine.
Seen Rebels and Clone Wars. Even I've seen that.
You didn't ask why.
Yeah,
I'm ashamed of you, disappointed, Terrence.
Yeah, I get it. I've heard it before from Star Wars fans.
You didn't ask me why.
Why is that?
Because you sit there and watch that crappy ass Batwoman, and I know that Rebels and doggone Clone Wars is better than
100%. Yes,
100%. And see, this is like, again, something that I have to reiterate, because I specifically told you and other humans the reason why I continue to watch Batwoman is because I'm a huge DC fan, right? I love Star Wars, but not to the degree of DC and Marvel. It's not even close.
Man, I can't.
But I'm not, now remember, I'm not denying the quality of the show. I don't think that it's bad or nothing like that. I just personally can't get into it outside of a couple scenes. Like when my friends show me certain fight scenes, I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. But it won't be to the degree that I'm gonna watch like 200 some odd episodes of it, unless I'm with a friend and they put it on for me to watch. But I'm not gonna do it on my own, is what I'm saying. But that has nothing to
You
do with the
see,
quality.
to be honest with you, I can completely understand what you're saying, Terrence. Even though I like it, there were times where there were episodes and I'm watching it, but I'm on my phone because I'm like, this is just boring. Like this episode just
There was
isn't
one.
doing it for me, you
There was
know?
one fire episode where Obi-Wan and Mace Windu drop into this place and then nothing but droids, and Mace Windu said, "Over my career in fighting in these wars, I have destroyed and dismantled 10,000 of you droids." He was like, "Either you can surrender now or face consequences." And them suckers look at him and was like, "Fire!" And that shit was funny, man.
Man, Danny, like one of my friends, his friend, right? Like when he found out that I didn't, watch Clone Wars and Rebels, this stupid ass human was trying to tell me, "Oh, I guess you don't like Star Wars." I'm like, "What are you talking about? I love the movies. I just prefer live action." So I had to shut him down because it wasn't like he was playing. Like he seemed to be legitimately upset, and I was just like, "Oh, it's one of these weak emotional humans." I'm like, "How the fuck are you gonna tell me I'm not a fan because I didn't sit down and watch some cartoons?" I'm like, if you want to talk about these movies, let's talk about them. I've seen those millions of times. Let's do it. But
He accused Superman
that's
Lois and
weird to
Clark.
me. You know what I mean? That he got that upset about it. I'm like, this human is stupid as
Yeah.
fuck. Like,
2 more fucking episodes. The next episode comes on what in a week from now? Like the 8th. It's like they're gone for I think 2 weeks now. I'm like, what the fuck is with this show? Like
They're
they
trying to
go
stretch it
away,
out longer
they
and
come
longer.
back, and then they go away, and then they come back. They show like 3 episodes
Okay.
and they go on another break.
Which
you know
one?
why that is.
Superman and Lois.
CW
Which one? What
Superman
show?
Superman and Lois.
Yeah,
Anybody that
there's
says
a
that
reason.
CW
Because the
is
NBA
stretching-
playoffs are on, or because the championship's on. Every
No, no.
station right now is.
No.
Well,
See,
ABC
the
does
the
that.
actors already talked about it, and they said when they started shooting the show, it was at the height of the pandemic, so it was supposed to come out a lot faster, and then further restrictions, got in the way of them shooting, and then once it came time to drop the episodes, it went from being planned to like let's
Yeah.
just space it out. So they
Listen,
made a lot of bad decisions.
because it's
there.
being
I
filmed
would
in
agree.
Vancouver, I believe. Or,
Yes,
So then-
most of them are, and I would agree with you. But they do it every fucking year, even when there's not a pandemic. That's why I
That's true.
started getting pissed off with these shows. It's because you would get fucking 2 weeks, and I know, understand me and you watch it, right? But the way they're doing The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead, I hate it. You know what I mean? Because we got the first half of Walking Dead. Then we got the first half of Fear. Then we got the second half of Walking Dead. Then we got the end of Fear. And now we're going to get the end of Walking Dead. And like, for me, all these things are jumbled up. It's hard to remember, like, what is
Right.
what and what happened here.
Hey, I feel you, Anzo, especially when something's good, right? Like Superman and Lois, like whether it be from comic book accuracy or just the quality of the show, it hits all the marks. As a Superman fan, I'm like, this is what I wanted to see in the fucking movies. This show. And I was like, and then this is what it is, Anzo. We watch a show, an episode on June 1st, and then we get to the end, we see the preview, and it's like an all new Superman and Lois, July 4th. I'm like, how the
You know
fuck
what I
is it a
mean?
month away? Like, what happened?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
so if that
Yeah.
show ends up going down, and I read an article where they're talking about the ratings were low, and I'm just like, that's because you
Just
take
space it out.
2-month breaks in
Mhm.
between. I'm like, I was legitimately looking forward to each episode, like, because with the Marvel Disney Plus show, it's like I got it like alarm on my phone. It lets me know that it drops. I'm like, cool, Marvel. But with Superman and Lois, I was biting my damn nails off, anticipating the next episode, and they keep taking all these breaks, and I'm like, oh, okay. So something's wrong here.
And the last fucking couple episodes were fire. So I'm sitting there like, oh yeah, this, and I just seen it today. So I'm waiting for it. I'm like, okay, Superman and Lois coming on this week, and then I seen that shit, and I'm like, you motherfucker.
I was like,
You know what I mean?
the cinematography is like a movie. It's like somebody watched Man of Steel and Smallville and blended it together. I was like, oh my god, why didn't y'all do this before? What?
I've never seen the Bizarro story played out like they did Nielsen. Whoever did it, man, it was a stroke of genius, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Everything.
And the best,
Wait, go ahead, Anzo.
and the best part about it was the first couple of episodes, you swore they were doing fucking Doomsday. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Everybody's like, oh,
right,
they're doing
right,
Doomsday, they're
right.
doing Doomsday.
The best fucking twist. Remember when we thought, okay, we accepted it too. Remember the Black Lex Luthor because he was good and shit,
Yeah.
and then it
Yeah,
turned
yeah. We
out
were
that
like,
he was
okay.
fucking still. He was
yeah.
still. I was like, oh my god, we gonna see the hammer. I was like, all I ask is
That's
one
why
thing.
I said season 3, they are not fucking fooling me again. Season 3 is not fooling me.
I said the same thing. I was like, y'all did it twice and it was brilliant, but I'm gonna be looking for the fake outs because I was like, I just please. All I ask is just one episode where Steel and Superman team up. Just do that. You got to do it, and they did it. I'm happy.
I actually want Steel to get his suit from the comic. You know what I mean? I thought they would have done
Me
that when his suit
too.
got destroyed. I thought they would have did that.
And see, like the one that they're doing now is more of like a recent interpretation, but I like the one where you could see like an actual face. He got the S on the chest with the red cape because Superman is he got inspired by him.
This suit kind of looks like Lex Luthor's suit and Supergirl. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's why
exactly
I'm like,
right. Yeah. And it's funny
because
that's
before
where
you go,
got
I want you to play that TikTok before you go.
But yeah, I'm with you, Anzo. They messing up, man, with that what they doing with Superman and Lois. It's a damn shame.
All right. I don't know if you guys seen this, but check this out. All right. Someone sent this to me and I was like, oh shit, interesting. Oh shit, hold on, let me turn up the volume.
Wrong title. What happens in episode 1? We meet.
Hold on.
This is why every Star Wars film has the wrong title. What happens in episode 1? We meet Anakin Skywalker, the rise of Skywalker. Years later, we find out that Palpatine, leader of the Sith, have ordered an army to destroy the Jedi. Revenge of the Sith. In episode 3, Order 66 happens and the clones attack. Attack of the Clones. In episode 4, Obi-Wan teaches Luke that it's time for the Jedi to return. Return of the Jedi. In episode 5, Yoda teaches Luke how to use the Force. The Force Awakens. In episode 6, both Yoda and Anakin die, which makes Luke the last Jedi. After the Empire is destroyed, a new Empire comes. The Empire Strikes Back. Come on, guys. In episode 8, Luke trains Rey and then sacrifices himself to give the Resistance a new hope. Finally, in episode 9, Palpatine returns from the dead, making him the Phantom Menace.
Yup. Amen. That
was pretty slick.
Yeah, that was.
This is why every Star Wars film has the wrong title. What happens in episode 1? We meet Anakin Skywalker.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, wait. What was that Mandalorian question, Danny? The one where you was talking about the something with Star Wars.
I was saying that the Mandalorian the only thing keeping Star Wars on live support.
I don't think so. Like maybe like with the live action stuff because even though the sequel trilogy made money and you got these little kids that think it's the best thing since sliced bread, I'm just like they know they made some mistakes. I think the next trilogy will be infinitely better because if not, certain people need to be fired and tossed into a hole. But when you look at like say the Book of Boba Fett, that's not it right there. Obi-Wan slightly better, but not because of him. So, but to me, the Mandalorian had a certain kind of consistent quality to it. The vibe, the music, how badass Mando is. I'm like these other characters when they showing up, they just I don't know, they're not badass no more. Like when I see Obi-Wan, I'm like, this is a fucking coward and a babysitter. Boba Fett, he just was confused and lost and taking naps in back to tanks. Like it's just weird to me. So I'm like, Mando, he can show up and wait, go ahead.
No, finish what you're saying. I'll go on for you. Sorry.
No, I was saying like it's weird to me when you have these established characters and they're not really that badass anymore. And you can have somebody like Mando show up on the Book of Boba Fett, and just by him walking in the room is more badass than somebody that had multiple episodes. That's weird to me. Who wrote that shit that way?
I watched this video. I can't remember. I'll try and find it and send it to you, Danny, where they were talking about Star Wars and Obi-Wan and stuff. And man, I was sitting there and I was like, fuck, this video made me see things that I was trying not to see or avoid. And I was just like, yeah, okay, this one has some real issues to it, man. Yeah. And I like it, but there's a lot of issues.
Gotcha. All right. Any final thoughts on this last question, people?
Nope.
All right.
No,
We're gonna go around. Chris, say you got to jump off, so we're gonna go him first. Tell everybody what's going on with your channel, Chris.
Is that the last topic?
That was it.
Okay, cool. Real Review 3000 ADHD for YouTube. Probably do a couple gaming streams this week. We're working on getting back to the Rumble. I'm talking to some people about it. There's some stuff I wanted to get done. I don't know if it's going to get done or not, so we might just go back to the way that we were doing it. We're going to work on it. But that should be coming back soon. We'll see. It'll be Thursday nights, but again, I don't want to step on anybody's feet, so we'll just make sure that it's like if we're doing stuff, what's going on. Yeah, but glad to be here this week. We will have the Rule of Three, guys. We got some more Final Five stuff coming up that has been answered, and then tomorrow night, of course, Chaos List. So check it out. Make sure you share this out with everybody that you know. People who like this type of stuff, let them know we're here 3 nights a week at least. And also doing Miss Marvel. Also doing that. I'm doing the Obi-Wan roundtable. That's on Sunday. Miss Marvel, of course, Friday. Yeah, thank you, Danny. Looking forward to tomorrow.
Right, not a problem. Ashley, what's going on in your neck of the woods, ma'am?
Well, tomorrow, hopefully I'll be talking about the boys. Well, hopefully it'll be Dot Nash tomorrow, you know. Other than that, I might have something Tuesday and Wednesday, but this week is a crazy one for me unless it's late at night. But that's what I got. Hopefully I'll get some videos up and things like that. But that's the plan for this week.
All right.
A few videos.
Guy Scar, what's going on in your neck of the woods, sir?
Probably back this week, Wednesday with the hangout. Been off for a week since I got this wicked flu. So yeah, the hangout on Wednesday at 8 p.m. and possibly my show Hold Up Wait, which is more about political stuff on Fridays around 9 p.m. So yeah, check it out if you haven't.
So since did you hear the fucking Legault talking about like they want people in their own houses to speak French?
Yeah, fuck, he can go fuck himself.
I'm like, how are you even Legault, our prime minister? He's like, oh yeah, it's like they want to try and force people in their house, like here in my house, you got to speak French. Like, fuck you.
That's messed up. If
try
they
and force that shit,
that is messed up. I'd be like, you better use some physical force, and then I'll snap your shit up for trying to enforce it. I dare them.
And you know whose fault that is? All the federal government, because they don't have balls to go toe to toe with these people.
Yeah, I know.
All right, Terrence, what's going on in your neck of the woods, sir?
Hey, what's going on, humans? Terrence here. First, I want to say thank you to the T-Virus community because, man, those humans are flooding in. I'm almost at 7K. That's fucking insane. Like, that's
nice.
Just, I'm surprised because, you know, with all the humans that were discouraging me and talking shit, I was like, they may not show up, but they did. And then, you know, I started talking about Stranger Things, and then, you know, a couple hundred of them showed up, and I was like, oh, interesting. So, like, I appreciate all the support because for me, I just do it for fun. I kind of look at it as digital journals because I don't have like Twitter and Facebook and all that other stuff that humans like and care about. Like YouTube is really the only place that humans can find me where I just share thoughts and whatever. And I really do appreciate the support because humans, they didn't have to do that. They could have just listened to my stuff and they could have been like, man, fuck him. He doesn't think like me, blah, 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 you know, that kind of stuff. But yeah, so I appreciate that. In terms of, you know, something new on my channel, I used to have the thing where I would plan a bunch of videos and, you know, I just would write down my thoughts and I'd have like several dozen videos ready to drop. And then I switched to the whole, I'm just going to do it on the fly. I went back to the whole planning thing just because of the turnout and stuff. So I do have like, I want to say like 25 on standby. Out of the 25, I might only use 20 of them because I got to check out 5 of them. I think, you know, I don't like how I recorded it or whatever, but there's still a lot. And I will continue to talk about whatever and do whatever and, you know, try to fight this cancel culture, man, because in 2022, with all the marshmallows walking around, man, if you're not doing and saying what they want to get rid of you. They already did it to me 6 different times, but I keep coming back stronger, just like the T virus. That's how I got my name, by the way. That's how I came up with that shit. So, yeah.
Good for you. Good for you.
Go ahead.
Alonzo, what's going on in your neck of wood, sir?
Yeah, Bigger Ford Entertainment. You guys know the deal. Tomorrow night will be the Chaos List. Wednesday will be the OOC right after the Rule of 3. So, yeah, got a couple things going on. I'm planning my birthday stream for 2 weeks. So we're going to see what that's going to be like. And
You have a birthday?
Yeah,
yes,
2 weeks. 27.
He was
I'm
actually
picking
he
on
was born. Contrary to popular belief,
He was born.
born.
I thought he was made in a
Anzo, so you think
in
you
an
know to
Anzo
celebrate
factory.
you think to celebrate your birthday, man, like we'd be able to do like a 10-hour training session and I could, we could train together.
My birthday is in
100
2 days.
What is in what?
2 days.
Hell no, we're not doing no 100-hour session. You lost your damn mind?
No, 10
Danny
hours.
loves 100-hour sessions.
Yeah, no, 10 hours. Look, I didn't want to overwhelm.
Oh, well
That'd be
then.
Better than a damn 10-hour session. You crazy? You better keep taking that testosterone boost you talking about, because
Oh yeah, that shit is ramping up your boy. I'm already at Super Saiyan 3. Like, let me take 2 more of them pills and watch what happens.
You get more powerful, you be nutting to the moon. So
yeah, pretty much.
Chris, go ahead with your polls. You said you had a couple
right.
polls.
Yep, we had 3. Does Kevin Feige only go for $1 billion when making a movie? 58% said no, 41% said yes. Actually, closer than I thought it would be. The second one was, will people be screaming that the Prey movie is woke or pandering? Yes, 88%. No, 11%. The 11% who voted no, I don't know what you're thinking. That should have been 100% probably. Well, I mean, not everybody will, but it'll be a pretty loud majority that will try to say that it is. Did Palpatine make Padme fall in love with Anakin? 60% said no, 40% said yes, and that was it.
All right, good deal. And I'm your host, Danny Graham, aka Comic Chat. You can find me here on Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tomorrow night on Anzo's channel, Chaos List, same time, and then Wednesday on Chris's show on the Rule of 3, same time. I am not bullshitting around tonight. The Warriors are playing, and I want to watch it, so I don't want to hear no final thoughts.
Danny,
no, there will be no final thoughts.
I said I wasn't gonna watch this game, and I put it on, and I seen the Warriors were up, and I'm like, okay, no.
So Danny, Danny, are we gonna celebrate? My birthday is coming up soon. Yeah.
Yeah, here you go, right here. This is how we're gonna celebrate.
Inevitable.
Okay, Monday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Khaotic Conversation. And here we go. The beat's banging, so the verse gotta bang too. You ain't feeling it, man. I don't know what to say to you. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep flowing. And my channel, yeah, it's gonna keep growing. Comic Chat is who I am. You be like, yo, that's Danny? Damn. He kinda nice. This shit is hot. It's Monday night. It's 9 o'clock. The show Khaotic Conversation is the best damn show on YouTube Nation. So sit back, enjoy the show, and like the Joker says, and here we go.
Here we go.
Khaotic Conversation. Monday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't you dare miss it. That's what I say.